another kit from the Maker Shed. This time it's the Mignonette. It's a little handheld gaming system. Comes with a bunch of ICs, a really cool LED display, and then the board, some double-sided tape, and most of the parts they've hidden inside the battery pack. Again, I'm not going to bore you with every specific detail of what I'm going to be doing here. I'm going to fast forward through a lot of the parts. So let's get started. I think I'm going to start by adding all the resistors. Okay, now I'm going to solder in the buttons. There should be 4 of them here. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. It doesn't matter which way they go in. And they can be a little tricky. You just see what I mean about tricky? Okay, try not to bend them. There we go. Okay, next step. Solder in a couple of little capacitors. Okay, let's go ahead and add the switch. Or I should say it's actually a button, like a reset button. Alright. Okay, now it's time to solder in some of these nice sockets. What these are used for is, instead of soldering this chip in there and risking killing the chip, or maybe you want to change them out for reasons like you have different programs on them, whatever, upgrade, the kit includes these great sockets, and these make it really easy, and you don't have to worry about overheating your chips. The only downside to these are they can be tricky to get in. So what I usually do is, you know what, I'm going to hold these. I can do the old trick. I like to usually, you don't need to wrap it even around. I like to wrap it around once. But there we go. And we'll just tack it in each corner. Okay, that's tacked in, so I'm going to go ahead and add the other little sockets here. Now, one thing to note is if you look on the silk screen, there's a little notch right there. There's also a little notch on this end here. You want to make sure all those notches line up. It's very important. So here we go. Alright, next thing we're going to solder in is the programming header. This allows you to program the chip and make your own games. This is a tricky one. You want to hold it with the finger, hold it nice and flat, and use that little technique that I've been doing this whole thing. Now we're going to add the little piezo speaker. There's a positive and a negative, and on the speaker there's a little positive symbol, so it's pretty hard to mess that up. Okay, now we're going to add the LED panel here. Doesn't matter which way it goes, but it can be tricky to get all those pins lined up. Definitely going to test my patience. Okay, now we have one more capacitor to add. The board's clearly marked with positive. The positive is the longer lead. The negative also has a negative little stripe there, and it's the shorter lead. So it goes right in there. Okay, so I'm adding the battery pack now, and you can see I've cut the wires down real short. Now I'm going to tin them real quick, and solder them in. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is add the little microcontroller and these drivers here. And all you have to do is, hopefully, let's see if you can see that, they come a little bit splayed. So what I like to do is put them on the table. And just gently rock them a little bit. And that bends all these pins nice and straight. And now they'll fit in the socket a lot easier. Again, watch, there's a notch on here, there's a notch there, and a notch on the silk screen. Line them all up, and they should press in really easily. You don't want to force them. And that went in real easy. So let's go ahead and make these straight. Okay, so all we have to do now is add some batteries. Okay, I've got the batteries in. Let's turn it on and see what happens. So it's running through a little demo that's already preloaded on the chip. It's really cool because you got red, you have orange, or a yellowy kind of color, and the green. You can make your own games, and it's really easy to solder, and you can get one in the Maker Shed. Hope you like the build, and maybe I'll have another one for you tomorrow.